quarterback. Let's bring him back. So it's just like, damn. First you're getting rid of Dak. Now you're like, oh shit, we need Dak back. So
yeah, it's a tough team to love. For sure.
Yeah. You have to be like a true fan.
I've been a fan my whole life. When I used to live in Mexico, I had the Dallas Cowboys jacket, the puffy jacket, so I grew up with them, Yeah. And then everybody I know is a Dallas Cowboys fan, so I felt like I really have a choice.
Yeah.
You go to a bar.
That's how I felt. I felt like I was just born into it. I mean, I was like, okay, Cowboys, but I was a fan as a kid in the 90s, and then I was just like, shit, we suck. Like, I'm just like, damn, I guess I'm going to just like you when you win again.
Yeah.
It's like the Spurs,
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's your face. You're like, oh, yeah.
It's like, I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, man.
I know. After, tough, Ginobili, Duncan, Parker, it's just like, damn.
I feel like San Antonio just needs to have their own football team already. Like,
you think so?
Yeah. I think the city's ready for it. We're big enough for it. And I think we just need to have, a good San Antonio NFL team.
Yeah. What would the name be?
Barbacoa eaters.
Coming from the Barbacoa Big Red Festival, y'all.
San Antonio Fat Boys. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't know, but it would be probably something boring, like Mission, something related. I don't know.
God.
The Alamo.
What y'all think the name, if we were able to have our own professional football team, what would the name be? What would y'all think? Comment below. Also, make sure to tag your Monday Night Squad, please, and continue to watch us. What would you think? What would you come up with if you had to pick the name for the team? What would it be?
I don't know. Well, I mean, we have the flying chanclas, right? That's like the baseball.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, I'm
gonna pretend I didn't know that.
I think we got to start off with a decent name.
We'll call them the breakfast tacos or something.
San Antonio Lowriders.
Oh, there you go. You're onto something.
Yep. Hey, you never know.
Yeah.
I just thought about that right now.
I think something to do with the military would be nice. We're known as military city, so
it's true.
The defenders or something strong.
Isn't that a movie?
I don't know.
I think so.
I'm sure it's probably a movie, but
no, it was the Replacements. I was thinking about
the Replacements. Yeah. So I don't know. I think something to do with military, but you can't name it there's already a U.S. Army team and Air Force team and all that, so it'll have to be a off name, like the Top Guns or something.
Top Guns.
Hey, San Antonio Top Guns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go.
Never know.
There you go.
Shit, I like that one.
I don't know.
It's not too corny, and it sounds good. I would be. If we had a football team, I'd be proud to say that.
We probably can't have the word guns on TV.
Yeah. Man, that's so true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Now back to square one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so
back to the drawing board.
But
anyways, welcome to 2022.
Okay, so you're still doing your campaign, right? Let
I
people
am.
know.
I'm campaigning so hard. Guys, please.
And what are you campaigning?
For Riverwalk Queen or royalty, but Queen. We'll just say Queen.
You're gonna
yes, thank you so much. I'm gonna try. So it's whoever raises the most money. But all the money goes to Alamo City College Scholarship, so it's for a good cause. And
what events were you at this weekend?
This weekend, I actually hosted American Burger Fest at Mark's Outing. So that was fun.
How was that? Was that you say American Burger Fest?
Mm-hmm.
And is that multiple burger joints or?
Yeah, so there was burger food trucks and then, of course, Mark's. And then they did a $1,000 burger eating contest. The winner ate 7 burgers, and it was kind of disturbing.
Holy moly.
Because he had red Powerade, blue Powerade, and water, a giant thing. And he was dipping it and just shoving it. And then he would take a swig and just, I don't know. It hurt my stomach.
Wow. That just hurt.
WP and I, we have a little experience with the Burger Fest. We did a Burger Fest, and we quickly learned that it's a lot harder to do an event like that. So I hope it went well.
It was
but
good.
It's not an easy event to do because of the fact that the portions are so massive.
For sure.
And the average customer, they eat at one booth and they're done. Mm-hmm. Versus tacos or other smaller meals that you could try, different ones.
That's
true. But a burger is you're done after not even half of one. You're probably already full.
Even sliders, you could get full with that.
It's true, yeah. Well, and then they had a celebrity cook-off.
Oh, there you go.
So it was between Tommy Calvert, Commissioner Jalen, and Chuck from the Spurs.
Oh yeah, Chuck.
Yeah.
What's up, Chuck?
Yeah, Commissioner Jalen won.
Really?
Yeah, he had a jalapeno popper burger. It looked amazing. So yeah, that was fun.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Over the weekend, I was busy with my party bus being booked all day and night on Saturday. And you know what's so crazy is that when I have quinceañeras, I always learn new music.
Okay.
You know, like it's so crazy to see how or the generation of what they listen to. Yeah. And usually sometimes it's garbage music to me because I'm just like, man. And then sometimes they listen to old school stuff and I'm just like, damn, who taught you? Your parents must be cool. Yep. But this time around, it was a mix. It was a mix of just a variety of good music and some not so good music, but I was like, damn. But what I did for them is I actually took them to McDonald's and got them all ice cream. So they all thought I was cool. They're like, oh shit. They're like, you're a cool driver. I was like, yes. I was like, ice cream for all of y'all. And I mean, it's only $1 each. So
wait, the ice cream machine worked?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It worked.
Wow.
So I know, right?
Hey, which McDonald's was it?
Yeah.
That one's on Bandera and Grissom or Tezel right there. So yeah, which is crazy because I usually never drive in that area, but the pickup was in that area. So I was like, damn, I was blessed because I was blessed because of the fact that when I was cleaning the bus and all that, I usually had to check the distance from my house to the pickup, and I was so glad that the pickup was only 8 minutes away from my house. So I hope y'all not watching, but
dang,
still was a little bit late. But
still late.
I was still a little late, but it was just a blessing knowing that it was that many minutes away from the house.
And speaking about the music, I DJ'd the O'Connor High School homecoming about maybe like 3 weeks ago or so, and it was insane. Like they're still talking about it right now.
Really?
But to go on what you were talking about, the music, right? So quinceañera, high school kids, you get about the same age group when it's a homecoming, not a prom.
Right.
Prom is like they're almost 18 kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But for the homecoming, it's freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior, and they submitted a list to me. The student council, they're like, hey, like, we just want to make sure we have some bad experiences in the past, so they gave me a list of music, like 18 pages of music.
Oh my god.
That you could play.
And of like what they requested, like they did like a survey and everybody submitted their music. Well, I'll tell you what, like 90% of the music that was requested was all like old school, like
really?
Like our generation.
Yeah,
like
stuff.
90s.
Like no, like there's like mayy 3 or 4, 5 Bad Bunny songs.
Got some good taste.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was like
good for you.
I was like,
kids.
holy crap! Like I'm like, this is gonna be crazy if they really do like this stuff.
Yeah.
You know? And like there's videos on my Instagram you can check out, and it was insane. 1,500 kids just jumping up and down at the same time.
Oh my god.
For like 4 hours straight.
Shit.
That means you were great at what you did.
It was intense.
You like doing those?
Yeah, it was really fun. Like I got a lot of good leads out of it from other schools calling now that they want to book us, and then a lot of those kids that are
See, when I see DJs like yourself that are going for those big gigs, that's what I would do if I was a DJ, compared to be the most popular in a club to where you're maxed out at like $400 a night or whatever. Yeah. And
even if you make $600 a night, it's still peanuts compared to what a private like mobile DJ can make. Yeah. Where you're talking about thousands of dollars. So like you would have to work every Saturday at a bar for like 2 months to make what, if you're getting paid high dollar, to make what you make in 4 hours in a private event.
Yeah, because these I mean, if you ever have a quinceañera or someone, they spend top dollar.
Oh yeah.
Even the smallest quinceañera is about like $7,000. Or that's the minimum.
They're like weddings.
But yeah.
No, like 7,000 for what? The entertainment? Or?
No, see, like no.
Because I know,
starting,
like no. The wedding, the venues alone are like 10 grand.
That's what I'm saying. Like
they're spending 20,000, 30,000. That's what I see on my end.
No, I see that. That's what I'm saying. Like, but when we have, so for example, I get about an average of 15 or more quinceañeras booked for the party buses, right? Every month. And I started asking questions. And I said, hey, where do y'all do them? What's the venue? What's the cost? And, excuse me. And they tell me, they're like, oh yeah, it cost us $15,000 or it cost us, more than that.
Oh my God.
I said, what's your budget? They're like, well, our budget's usually some of them, the average budget, if they could do everything on one, would be $8,000. So I'm like, damn. I was like, okay. I was like, so what do you really need? Well, we want to have our own food that we could bring in. We could do this. I was like, okay, I got you. So then I started working with the clubs and said, hey, would y'all mind making $2,500 for a few hours for a quinceañera? They set up and all that. They bring their food. You're not open, and they'll be done by 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock before the club opens. Yeah. All right, cool. So we started booking them at the clubs.
Dang.
What clubs are these?
Hotel Discotheque.
Oh,
dang.
So the teenagers are all having fun in the club.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a dream come true.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
they got the sound, they got the DJ, you could bring in their own food.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea.
And it saves the money.
Everybody. And the bar makes money too.
And I make money too. So
Yeah.
I get my cut easily.
Win.
It is.
Yeah.
And so that's what, so Saturday doing the party bus runs in the midday and then also at nighttime, and Sunday all family. We spent a lot of time with the family. We had birthdays, back-to-back birthday celebrations, and I usually try to take my Sundays just to not be so much on social media.
Yeah.
And just focus more on family and stuff like that.
And pizza.
Yes. I have my pizza every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Literally.
I've seen that.
I know. I see it. I'm gonna see it in his story.
I gotta know. What's the best pizza out there?
Everyone asks me that.
Yeah, you have to be the pizza pro.
I know. Everyone asks me that, and I always say the same thing. It's Peter Piper's. Peter Piper's pizza is the best pizza to me out of every
It's a pizza people pick, huh?
Dang, there you go.
He was waiting to say that. He was like, yes, I finally got to say it here at Elsewhere.
50 years later.
I know, right? No, it's so crazy because we ate. I have tried a lot of pizza, right? And Peter Piper's always is just like it's my to-go.
No, they do have pretty good pizza.
They do. I'm not gonna lie.
But when it comes to like an actual like restaurant and all that, I say Stella. Stella has some good pizza. The place near I-10 and I-10 and oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's an outside bar, right before Bernie Stage Road. Frios,
yes, Frollo's.
Uh-huh. Those are good too as well. What about
you?
You?
Go
What's
shut them up real quick.
No,
yeah, sure, go. Do it.
No, it's okay. You're good.
It's all right.
So we're live right now, and there's a little crowd right here that having fun on a Monday night. We didn't know that people get turned up on Mondays, but it's all good. No, you're good. You're good. Just if you have Facebook and Instagram, follow Late Nights with All Access. So we're live right now.
Yeah.
So yes.
Thanks.
When it comes to pizza, what about you? What's your favorite place to eat pizza?
I actually I prefer to make my own, man.
There you go.
If I have the time to do it, I'll make my own.
Yeah.
If not just because I work for them, but I love the HEB SoFlo pizza. I don't know if you ever had that.
No.
So it started off.
What is it?
SoFlo,
SoFlo.
South Flores Street.
Oh.
So there's like the smallest HEB in the planet, right in front of the headquarters, right on South Florida Street and Cesar Chavez.
Okay.
There's a little HEB store there, and that's where that pizza was born. It's called SoFlo Pizza.
Nice.
Oh.
And we actually so I'm a sourcing manager, global sourcing manager for HEB, and our job is to eat, shop, and travel. Like that's what I do.
Damn.
How do I get that job?
Yeah.
Seriously.
So all the ingredients that are part of that pizza, we found. Like we sourced them. So from the dough, right, comes imported from Italy.
Ooh.
The cheese from Italy.
What?
The
Is it at HEB?
Yeah, there's a HEB.
What aisle?
And we started it off as a promo, and it was like a happy hour type thing to where you could go to HEB, buy a big, large pizza, right? And you get 2 free beers, draft beers for $10.
What?
Damn.
Yeah, and I think they still do it. Like it's like a happy hour thing, and that store gets packed. And it was so successful that we started moving it to different places. So Bandera in 1604, that massive HEB, right? They used to have a little sandwich shop when you came in, right in the entrance. Like there's that Flaming Bird thing, and then to the right, they got rid of that sandwich thing. Now it's a SoFlo pizza shop.
Dang.
So go try that pizza.
I am gonna go try it.
It's thin. It's not super thick. It's not all like you get full of bread. Like it's really good ingredients. You can customize it the way you want it, and they make it for you right there and then. And you could drink. They'll give you either beer, I believe, or wine, and you could be drinking that while you're shopping and come back and pick up your pizza.
Okay, so I know where I'm going. What day is that?
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah,
Even on Sunday?
Yeah, every day. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's inside the store. But I don't know how many locations we have with that. But I know Bandera,
Holy
1604,
crap.
and then our little HEB store by the headquarters on SoFlo.
Nice.
And Cesar Chavez, they have it there.
Okay.
It's downtown.
So, okay, when you say toppings, because, like, I'm a little bougie with my toppings.
Yeah.
What kind of toppings?
So it's not going to be like your little pepperoni, like cheap. It's
Yeah.
like salami, like
Okay.
like the real deal.
Okay.
I'm basic, so I like pepperoni.
Mushroom. I don't know if
Yeah.
you like mushrooms, like, red onion, like bell peppers. Like, you can mix it, whatever.
I do like a margarita pizza,
Mhm.
like fresh basil, and then
Yep.
add prosciutto on
They have
there.
that. Yeah, we have it. Yeah. And the
Say
prosciutto is
less.
prosciutto di San Daniele or
Yes.
prosciutto di Parma, which comes from 2 different regions from northern Italy that you have to buy it from that region. You can't like buy it's like tequila. Where does
Yep.
tequila come from, right?
Mhm.
I tell
Mexico.
you, it comes from Mexico.
Yeah.
Can you make tequila in San Antonio?
No.
You call it tequila?
No.
You can make it, but you can't call it tequila.
Yeah.
Champagne, where does champagne come from?
From Italy, no?
No. France.
Well,
France.
Okay.
So can you make like a sparkling type wine
Sure.
in the U.S. and call it champagne?
Mhm.
No. What do they call it in the U.S.? Sparkling wine.
Sparkling wine?
Oh.
Right? So the same version of Spain, what do they call that? Cava,
Oh.
right? And in Italy, what do they call it? Prosecco. So every region has its own, So the prosciutto that you like,
Uh-huh.
the bougie stuff,
Yeah.
it's prosciutto di Parma or di San Daniele. It's 2 different regions in Italy that produce that style. It's
Look at
pork.
y'all. You're getting education
so-
right now.
Like-
This is HEB coming
I'm
out of me.
hungry now.
Yeah, but
That's
yes.
cool, though.
Shout out
So,
HEB.
so we
I know,
we,
shout out to
we
HEB.
source all those ingredients to make that pizza bad. It ain't your Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Domino's. Like it's
I like
Dang.
Domino's, though.
yeah, it's
I
good
eat
quality
Domino's,
stuff.
too.
Like really good quality
Okay,
stuff.
I'm definitely doing that.
No, that
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Man, that must be fun
It's
to eat
yeah.
for a living.
Yeah, you have to run for a living too. If not, you.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Dang.
I can only imagine,
Yeah.
man. I can. So, you basically, and the reason why we have DJ TONYC here, and I wish we would have been able to have you on sooner, but you recently just got done with and correct me if I'm wrong, your 10th Barbacoa Big Red Festival, right?
Yeah,
Congratulations.
not 10th
Congratulations.
annual, just 10th.
It's just 10th,
Yeah.
yes.
10th edition.
Yep, 10th
Yeah.
edition. So, congratulations on that. That's a
Yeah.
huge milestone, you know?
Thank you. Yeah.
And we were there, I think, Sunday. And it was just amazing to see what you had. Y'all, if you don't know about the Barbacoa Big Red Festival, please go like them on Facebook and Instagram and follow them because this is homemade. Like, this is nobody outside of San Antonio bringing this. This is San Antonio bringing it on their own. And it started with you and a few other partners.
Yeah, Robert Morris,
Uh-huh.
he's our partner in there, and Joe, the owner of R&J Music Pavilion.
Uh-huh.
So WP was part of the
Yes.
crew that was instrumental in getting the whole thing started and going. Without him, it wouldn't have been possible.
Yeah.
But he just recently retired.
Yep.
So he hung his barbacoa tacos,
Aw.
and he
You should have done it
Yeah.
after the 10th
Yeah.
one, and y'all should have done
Yeah.
something so special to him.
Yeah.
And give him
Aw.
Well, we were gonna do it, but then COVID hit.
Oh, okay.
And that's when we had to kind of put a pause on it for 2 years
Yeah.
and kind of reset the whole thing. We knew that people were going to try to come out hard because they've been locked up for
Yep.
2 years
Yeah.
Mhm.
and they haven't seen a festival like this in a while. So that's when we decided to make it a 2-day festival because we knew that we would not be able to handle everybody in one day. There's no way in hell.
So that year that y'all had
Yeah.
that one day,
Yeah.
it was over how many people?
We had over 40,000.
That's
40,000
insane.
people.
Just to put in perspective, how many people does the AT&T Center hold? 17,
I think-
18,000,
Yeah.
something like that. So imagine over 2 AT&T centers
Mhm.
getting dumped on you at once,
Right.
plus more. And I don't know how many more like drove up and saw the line and were like, "Screw this,"
Yeah.
and left. There's memes coming out that
Mhm.
where they show the guy reversing back, and I was like, "Oh my god, these people are savages." But we had a 47-acre property, you know, that worked out really nicely, but you know, we wanted to kind of think of like a 5-year future, like where do we want to be?
Yeah.
Where is this going to go?
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to keep doing this, or are we all tired and say, let's just let it die out? Mm-hmm. And the answer is no. We want to keep it going. We want to keep it growing. And I'm thinking in the 5-year plan. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So for everyone, like I'm telling you, and DJ Richie Rich, shout out to you, brother, for tuning in and watching. He even knows. It started at the Park Sports Bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, like the beginning. Do you still remember that day?
Yeah, and I apologize to the Park Sports Bar because I think we're the reason why they got shut down.
Oh, no. Way to go.
Yeah. What happened? What happened? I'll tell you the story. So there's the first edition of the Barbacoa Big Red Festival.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't even think of it as a festival. We just thought of it as like a event, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And WP, Robert, and I were just kind of like, let's just throw a little party, and like hopefully maybe we could get about 300 people, 500 people. We'll fence off the little tiny parking lot there, and just throw a little party. We'll have a bouncy house, right?
Wow.
And we'll invite like 2 or 3 Rio's Barbacoa, like, you know, a couple other little local Barbacoa restaurants to set up shop, and let's see what happens. We got an ad on 96.1 out of all stations, right? We're in the north side by UTSA.
Yep.
Long story short, 1,500 people showed up.
That's insane.
And that year we did it in the month of October. It was in the fall. Weather was kind of chilly, cold, so Barbacoa was like perfect.
Yeah.
Right? Well, everybody had what big holidays in October?
Halloween. Yeah.
A lot of houses decorate their front yards with like, Halloween stuff. Well, there's a neighborhood right behind the park sports bar, right? And people like 1,500 people showed up when the parking lot only holds like maybe 100 cars.
Oh my God.
So people were parking behind the bar in the neighborhood, in people's yards.
No.
And like taking people's decorations
What?
and what? Yeah, HOA got involved. They had a lawsuit. Long story short,
the park shut down.
TBC was at our door every freaking night,
God.
making our life a living hell.
Damn.
And we're a college bar, so it made it very difficult to intimidate people. They were picking on us for every little thing because of that. They basically wanted us to just say, "Hey, we'll shut down, we'll out."
Wow.
That's exactly what happened.
Dang.
So it was bad. So from there we had to move, and I said, you know what, like, let's go to the south side. You know, I've never in my life promoted any event in my life in the south side, but it's a challenge. Let's see what happens. So we moved to R&J Music Pavilion and went from the 1,500 people to 4,000 to 8,000 to 13,500 to almost 20. And then from there I was like, oh shoot, like we got to do something. So we went to a huge venue, Brook City Base.
Yep.
Where we're like the first time ever that we're like closer to the city.
Yeah.
And oh my God, like it was insane.
Oh my God.
40,000 plus, and that's because children 12 and under are free to our event.
Yeah.
And I can't, like, there's no way for me to like keep
What?
track. They don't need a ticket or nothing. So those, I don't know how many out of the 40,000 adults that were there, how many kids we had come with them, which I know there's a lot. That's not even counting those kids. So
wow.
Yeah, and that was in one day.
That's insane.
My goal in life was to beat Oyster Bake numbers.
Yes.
Which is,
and you did.
Yeah, which I think they get about 25,000. And we almost doubled that.
Wow.
Damn. You see, y'all?
Yeah.
This is what happens when you have a vision and you stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't, just stop. But what can San Antonio expect for the year to come? And before you answer that, we're going to take a small little break, okay? So a small little break. Make sure to continue to tag your Monday Night Squad. We have DJ TONYC in the house with us. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back with you guys.
All right.
And we are back. Again, shout out to Taryn. Thank you, sir, for allowing us to be set up over here at your beautiful venue elsewhere. If y'all don't know, he's actually opening up his second location, and it should be up and running by next year at the end of the year.
I cannot wait for that.
6 acres. You're talking about one of the biggest venues that we're going to see next year. And it's just amazing to see what he's done over here with this beautiful establishment on the Riverwalk. So, again, Taryn, thank you so much for allowing us to set up our weekly Monday night show. Now, what was going to be something that the San Antonio can expect for your year to come, years to come for the Barbacoa Big Red Festival?
Yeah, so we definitely want to, the main goal, my biggest worry, that what keeps me up at night is figuring out how we can continue to grow this festival, but keep it to where we can fit everybody in one venue. It's not easy finding a venue that could fit, 40,000 people.
Right.
And then the parking, that's the biggest challenge. And then the location, you don't want to go, we've been offered like the Poteet Strawberry Festival grounds and all that, but I'm like, I don't want to go all the way to Poteet.
Yeah.
I don't want people from the north side of town to have to go. So we're looking
Thank
right
you for
now.
that.
What's that?
Thank you for that.
Yeah, so our idea is to try to find a more centralized location, hopefully in town, that can host us, that can fit, and do everything that we need it to do.
The Alamo Dome.
That's an option.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Alamo Dome.
I just don't like the Alamo Dome parking.
Yeah, no, it's actually not
Ideal.
No, it's not.
Not an idea.
The parking lot is great, kind of.
Yeah.
Not really, and then. But then, we look at infrastructure. That's another thing. Brook City Base had a lot of land, and that's it. It was just a big piece of dirt. So, as people know, in Texas, to sell alcohol at any venue, you got to have it fenced in.
Yeah.
So try fencing in 47 acres worth of land.
Oh, wow.
It's expensive, right? Then you have no restrooms. You got to bring in hundreds of porta potties. Then you have no electricity. You got to bring generators or get CPS to go and install, literally post. That's what we had to do last time. You have no water source, right? No refrigeration, no ice, no a lot of things that you need to make a festival happen. You got to go and get it. So if we find a venue that has all that infrastructure, then now we're talking.
See, that's what I think San Antonio needs. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
I think San Antonio needs a venue that just allows all kinds of festivals to come, Someone buy at least 40 acres, 50 acres, and then make it, smart enough to where people can actually host different venues or different festivals.
That'd be really
built-in
smart.
stages. Whoever goes and has the money to do this, build 3 stages at least. Build plenty of areas where you could have multiple vendors come in with access to power would be amazing. Access to water. And trash. And I mean, there's a lot of things. And then parking for your staff, vendors, and then your team, right? Security and all that. And then, of course, your guests. They got to be able to park. So,
so for people that don't know, how much work goes into something like this?
So when it ended the following day, so it was a first time ever. It was a 2-day festival. So we did it Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We're out there cleaning up and picking up dumpsters and doing all kinds of fencing and straggling vendors are coming in, picking up their stuff and all that. And that day is when we started working on the next, this next one coming up. So you don't stop.
Right.
It's a year-round thing. And our goal is to have you guys be part of that, that experience and go on that journey with us to show everybody this is what goes on behind the scenes, in the making of the festival. What people don't see, all the work, all the calls, all the coordination, all the teams. You're talking when people walk in the grounds. I'm sure people watch Netflix, right? They've seen a show called Woodstock '99. Okay, so that shows like that I love to watch, and also are the ones that give me heart attacks. And I was like, I do not want to be one of those festivals. You guys, if you haven't seen it, watch it, and you'll get to.
I haven't seen it, but
Woodstock, '99. It was a big event, but you see what happened, and those are the things that you want to avoid in your.
I can only imagine what you go through, because my brunch festival is not even like a third. And it's just amazing to know I could have more people on the team, but it's like when you're so well connected like yourself, it's like you could do all of the work, and it's not really work in a way because you've established you establish yourself so well to where it's just like, oh, hey, I can make a phone call to this person, this person, and you already know they're gonna say yes in a way. So it's just like, oh, I already got this all figured out. But you do need a team. Like, you really absolutely do need a team, and I'm grateful to have this past year the team that I did have when it came to promoters, and then also my marketing team that helped out a lot. So those are key factors.
Because at the end of the day, you're one person, right?
For
So
sure.
you could do everything, but you can't be at multiple places at the same time, and that's the biggest part. This past year, we weren't going to do Barbacoa Big Red Festival again.
Really?
In 2022. We weren't going to do it because it was always in May. And back in May, there were still all these like new variant things popping up where we didn't know what the situation was going to be like. We didn't know if like another wave was going to come out and everybody gets locked in again. When you put a festival like this together, it costs a lot of money. You know, it's not a small potatoes kind of thing. And to put that much money on the line, and then for a variant to pop off and everything gets canceled, it's like, it's over, right? So we had to like be 100% positive that we have the green light from like Mother Earth, right? Like, are we gonna get another surprise? Yes or no? And we saw like 3 or 4 little other variants come in, but nothing ever happened. They kept getting weaker. We follow the science. I talked to like the head doctor from HEB, and he's on Fox News all the time. Like, brother, like, you think we're okay? You're good. All right. Awesome. Let's do it. So we moved it to the fall, and that was one of the biggest things that our guests wanted. Because of the weather. So May, as you know, at Brooks was 105 degrees. I think hottest day of the year, right? So moving it to the fall, automatically that's a win. Making it a 2-day, giving people the option to go on a Saturday was also a major win, right? So.
No, it's a great.
DJ Richie Rich said that you should sell the behind the scenes to Netflix.
That's a good idea.
That is
it's a really good idea.
That is a good idea. Actually, you know what? Let's do a documentary of the
whole
whole
got
thing.
the perfect person that can record that.
I was gonna say, people freaking love behind the scenes. They want to know
see, like, the
what it
making
takes.
On what,
like from now until next year.
You know what is so unique is
good idea. Richard.
Shout out to good idea. Shout out to my graphic designer Ronaldin. We were talking about my brunch fest, right? And she just threw this out there. She said, "Just imagine you being on the Food Network." I was like, "Huh?" She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Your brunch fest." She's like, "You're gonna be on the Food Network." I was like, "You're the first person to ever say something like that to me." I was like, "Huh." Say it to you too as well. Just imagine you being in the Food Network. You know, like they're gonna have to know about this event.
Oh yeah.
You know, like this should be something that Texas should be all supporting right now. And so you should do a Texas edition.
You want me to give you a fun stat?
Go ahead.
So we had, like, you could see on our page where people were tagging themselves, taking pictures. We had a HEB as a presenting sponsor. I don't know how that happened.
Okay.
But they're they were the presenting sponsor. And I told them, I was like, you know what, guys? I want y'all to make a backdrop, like a step and repeat type thing. And I guarantee you people are going to take pictures. So they ended up getting so many people taking pictures, tagging HEB. And people were all the comments that I saw this year were like positive. I mean, like, we didn't even have to take any down, which is nice, right? For the first time. You know how that goes, right? And there's always somebody to complain, but this time we had no complaints, and people were posting. I drove in 7 hours from Amarillo just for this, and now I can't wait to come back again. And like, people were like, I drove 5 hours from such and such. Then we started looking at the ticket sales, and you could see where people were buying the tickets from, like by the county, by the city, like Austin, how many people from Houston, how many people from Corpus, the Valley, all that, you know. Austin, by the way, thank you. Y'all are the number one sister city that came here. And number 2 was Corpus. Number 3 was Houston.
Okay.
But then we ended up selling tickets in 369 different cities.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's fucking amazing.
And 34 different states.
Holy
throughout
shit.
throughout the country. So we had people buying tickets from New York,
What?
California, Arizona that were flying in
What?
just to come in. And we learned because a lot of the hotels were asking us, like, is there something going on? Because people are, like, our hotel sold out.
Uh-huh.
What?
And so we need to start having, like, some hotel partnerships,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
for all that kind of stuff, like our official hotel, whatever, the Hilton or whoever it might be.
Get them to
because
sponsor.
we feel it could, and it could really help, you know, like guide tourism to the city,
Mhm.
which is
Absolutely.
what we want, you know. We know that in 5 years, this thing's going to be big.
Yeah.
It's already big, but it's going to be bigger.
No, but this is nothing. Like, we're going to go bigger. You know, we want to really, truly give families that, because children are free, right? 12 and under are free at our event. And our goal is, like, if you're going to do that, you got to have something to give
Oh, yeah.
the families to the kids. If not, what happens when the adults are there and their kids are bored? Mommy, Daddy, I want to leave. I want to go on board. I'm tired, you know?
Yeah.
There's nothing for them to do.
Right.
So the parents are like, damn, like, we got to go. But if there's something for them to do, the parents will stay a little longer.
It's true.
You know? And maybe drink another beer or two, right? And that's how we get paid. But yeah, so like maybe like carnival rides and stuff. We did that at Brooks, but I want to go bigger, you know, even bigger than that. Like soccer field where there's like scrimmages, games, and, you know, sports. And
now, have you had any vendors outside of San Antonio come in?
Oh, yeah.
To where like Corpus or
Yeah.
you know other surrounding cities?
Yeah. So my boy, you might know him, D-Rock,
Okay.
DJ D-Rock. He has this Livy's Mexique taco truck that they do. They're known for their like smoked brisket and smoked barbacoa.
Okay.
And he drove from Laredo, Texas, to the festival. We had
The
vendors
streets of
from
Laredo.
No, they killed it. Like their setup looked like a club. Like they had the big
What?
screen TVs. They had moving heads.
Oh, damn.
I'm like, damn, that's a better setup than my DJ setup over here. You know, taco stand. But no, they represented Laredo in a huge way. And so shout out to D-Rock.
That's awesome.
And Livy's Mexique is what it's called. We had some come from Eagle Pass. Some drive in from Houston.
Wow.
The tiki, whatever it was, like the shaved ice.
Oh,
Those
wow.
guys came in from Houston. We had some from El Paso, and some from Dallas, and a lot from Austin.
Yeah.
Austin, like, they brought the foodies out.
Okay.
They had
Damn.
like a lemonade stand. They had like 40 different types of flavors of
What?
lemonade alone. Yeah, like they killed it.
How do you make that many flavors?
I didn't even know that many flavors existed
I
either.
did not know that either.
If nothing else from
Necio.
today's episode, I am hungry.
Yeah.
So
DJ Necio was out there DJing at the event. He wants me to let everybody know.
Ah.
Giving orgasms.
Necio.
I know he was having some technical difficulties with the sun, because sometimes the sun makes laptops
No, that's
not work really well. So pretty much his whole set was non-existent. It didn't. He wasn't able to DJ because his laptop didn't work. I'm calling you out, Necio.
Dang.
I'm just playing. No, he got it fixed and he was able to get back up and running. But
Talk about the music lineup, because you really had a really good line. Was this?
Yeah.
Do you think your music lineup was the best so far?
yeah, and the reason why this is a food first, music second festival. So I never want to
Okay.
get into the whole thing of like what artist is performing this year. Like get into like what happens to Oyster Bake. People don't really go for oysters out there, from what I know. They go
Yeah.
because of the lineup, like
There
what
you
band
go.
is coming this year.
That's so true.
And I don't want to get into that, because then you start competing against
Right.
like who has the deeper pockets, who can afford I got Jay-Z, who do you got? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't want that. I want for people to come for the food. That's something like that everybody loves, and for the tradition of Barbacoa Big Red.
Right.
That happens. That's a San Antonio thing, right?
Yes.
And we're inviting other cities to come and partake in our culture, right? So that's the one. But I knew that it being in the fall, better weather, everybody that canceled their events in the spring, guess when they were doing them?
Fall.
In the fall.
Yeah.
So I had a lot more competition. I said, well, hell, like now I have to beef up my entertainment. And I happened to find out my festival was at the same time as the freaking peanut festival. So like,
I didn't know about a peanut.
and I didn't even bring them up or promote
them.
them or anything or mention them, because I didn't want to give them any publicity. But yes, we were competing against them, and they're a 3-day festival that's been going on for 75 years.
Oh crap.
So it's like, how do you compete against a festival a established festival like that.
But you did.
We killed them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ended up killing them. So we had 3 stages going on at once. One of them was a DJ stage and 2 music stages.
Nice.
We had 20 live bands.
Dang.
We hired one of our headliners for day 1 was Jay Perez to go with the Tejano.
Nice.
Like, you gotta have that.
Okay.
And day 2, if you're a country listener, if you like country, we had Aaron Watson as our headliner for a Sunday night. And
I wish we would have been able to stay later.
Oh my God!
Man,
yeah, you missed out.
Like, man,
he killed it.
He did.
He killed it.
True.
And then we had, of course, a lot of local talent, like Taft High School bands. Kinfo. I don't know if you heard of Kinfo. Like those guys are. Like Rico is the lead singer there. He used to be in a mariachi band back in the day.
Wow.
And like, so the guy can sing. He knows how to play the violin
Nice.
and everything. And oh my God, like they went up there. Their band is killing it. Like when they play at Thirsty Horse, it's sold out.
Wow.
You know, like they sell out venues now.
I was going to ask if you supported local artists, which I feel like you
I would
would
say
have.
like 80% of the bands that were there were all local.
Perfect.
For the most part. David
love that.
Farias was there, you know, from Tropa F. He's a San Antonio native. Then we had Jerry De Leon, Mario Flores, Gabe Garcia, Tex Tones, the Conjunto Cats, a lot of local bands. So,
Nice.
yeah, we brought some in from Corpus as well that did amazing. Wow. Yeah, so it was a really diverse. Oh, E7. Have you heard of E7?
E7.
Yeah, so
they played at the Brunch Fest.
Yeah, okay, so I brought them in because I wanted to give some diversity. Like, you can't just have Tejano and country.
Yeah, you
got to bring in some 80s, some like you know, some different.
They do a good job.
They were really good.
Yeah, and they killed
Will,
it, man.
thank you,
and
Will.
Then, like next thing you know, I told them at the beginning, I was like, hey guys, like focus on the 80s music because nobody's playing that. Like you'll be the only ones.
Yeah.
They're like, well, we do a little Selena thing too, and I was like, nah, like everybody else is doing like little Selena covers here and there. We don't need it. So he's like, all right, got you. But I was like, but do you like go with the flow? Like if you feel like it, you know, you feel it like it's gonna go well.
Yeah.
Knock it out. Boom. They did a Selena set. Packed dance floor. I was like, all right, you're the artist.
They were really good.
Yeah.
No, you know what's so crazy is that we sometimes like, and for myself, when I have like DJ Mystic, shout out to Mystic, thank you sir for tuning in. Richie, thanks for tagging all the DJs on there. But Mystic, E Flat, and E7 were at the Brunch Fest, right? And I just told them, y'all read the crowd, do what you need to do. Yeah. And y'all know I love the 90s, so try to play the 90s music.
Yeah.
Just
play to the crowd.
You know, and they did.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh man, that, you know what's so crazy? I didn't get to really enjoy the music because I was running around, so I didn't really get to hear the music. I was like, damn. And people were telling me about Mystic. They're like, man, Mystic was playing so badass. And then I was like, really? They're like, yeah. I was like, what was he playing? They're like, you hear a little bit of the EDM he was playing. I was like, damn. I was like, I did not even know that. I was like, shit.
Mystic's a beast.
But he's a beast.
Shout out to my boy Mystic on there, man. We see you.
Yeah.
Now, do you see to where the Barbacoa Big Red Festival, like what's one of the biggest things that takes an event like yours to be successful? Like, is it I know you need the support from of course the people, but you do need sponsors as well, right?
It's huge. Like without the sponsors, you can't do it. Basically, unless you got deep pockets and you're Mr. Butt and you could afford whatever, then yeah. But no, I would say there's like 3 things that are like absolutely necessary to make this happen. One of them is sponsorship, right? You got to have money because without money, ain't nothing gonna happen, right?
Yep.
Number 2 is the planning stage, right? The organization, like all the moving pieces that you got to do, like to put your brunch festival together. It doesn't happen on its own, right? Like you have to be making those calls, calling the vendors, dealing with security teams, the people asking about parking, how much is the fee, ticketing. Like there's a lot of little things that have to happen, right? For you to make it happen. And you could do all that work and bust your ass. But if you don't do what we're doing right now, marketing, guess what? 0 attendance. So you did all that work for nothing.
Yep.
Like so it's like, it's literally different parts that you have to all put together to make it successful.
Yeah.
So if you do one but not the other, you're done.
Yeah.
Bad organization, you don't want that.
Yeah, people don't realize how exhausting it is to put together an event. I mean, I've never put together an event as big as the ones that y'all have put together, but it's still exhausting.
Yeah.
And it's so much work, and it's emails, like you said, emails and phone calls and marketing. And
you know what's so exhausting is, or makes it exhausting sometimes, is that you have to, your event relies on other people.
Yeah.
To it show up.
The success of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Like, I'm talking about the vendors, you know? Like, you have to, like, for every vendor you call, you have to, like, I can only imagine how many vendors you call. But for me, I had, I think, 14 brunch vendors I think we had this year. But it took me to talk to 50 brunch vendors because I knew, like, the numbers were going to, you know, come down as soon as, like, the event was getting closer and closer. Because in the beginning, like, everyone's saying yes, oh, yeah. And then 2 months away, oh, I can't do it.
Something
I can't do it.
happened.
I can't do it. And then boom, boom, boom. But if I would have just relied on just one set, it would be like, damn, I would have been nothing.
Okay, so, how do y'all handle things when they don't go right?
You always got to have a contingency plan for everything. Plan A, B, C, and D. Like, because you got to think of, like, what can be the worst thing. This was the first year. It was a little scary, but it was the first year that I got called in, like, by Homeland Security, saying, you need to come in and have a meeting with us because of your festival.
Dang.
Like, what? What do you mean? Like, you need to come in. Like, you're not a little party anymore. You need to come in, and by the way, you don't get to pick how many cops you're going to pay $80 an hour to work. We're going to tell you how many are going to work your event.
Dang.
So it was like, damn it.
Yeah.
Like, it was a lot of, but it felt safe, right? Which is the number one thing, because of, in today's world, what is the number one thing that people fear? Like, people don't even want to go out anymore because they're afraid like some idiot's going to come and start shooting. Right? So
that's
we
so
were
true.
like, we had like a military out there, like freaking.
No, they did, y'all.
Yeah, and guess how many altercations we had?
Zero.
With zero altercations.
Wow.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
on
and that was like, that's the one thing that can happen that can like ruin your whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, imagine all the work and hours and money and time and everything you put into putting an event together, and one idiot shows up with a little knife and stabs somebody because an ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend or whatever the hell, you know. And it comes out on the news.
Let it go, y'all.
Done.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yep.
No, it comes out on the news and
worth
you're
it.
done. You're done. Like, it's over. And it's just like not a good thing.
Yeah.
So.
What about you? How do you handle when things don't go right?
I don't let anything stress me out. I just always find a solution. You know, you always have to find a solution, because when you let that one thing stress or try to stress you over, it's like you're gonna just let it be there. It's like and you don't have time for it.
Right.
You have to find that's just wasted energy and wasted time.
For sure.
So when something doesn't go right as planned, it's like, okay, like you said, you know, you got to just make sure you have plan B, C, D, and E. And sometimes you can just, you know, work around it, you know?
Yeah.
So it just, and sometimes people don't even notice.
If you give it your best, things will go right. You know, like, and just be honest with people and truthful.
Yep.
You know what, like, you want me to tell you an inside scoop, like the biggest thing that like could have like ruined our festival.
What?
This last time, and I'm glad it didn't go viral. So Big Red right now has production problems. Like,
oh right.
Like not, I wouldn't say production problems, but very limited supply of Big Red. Like, you go to Costco, you can't. Like, we're like, what if we run out of Big Red at the Barbacoa Big Red Festival? Like, what would happen, right? Well, what's the contingency plan, right?
Yeah.
Well, everybody's like, well, just go to Sam's and they have pallets of it. Just buy the whole pallet, right? Like, well, they only have like one or two at a time, you know? I would have to drive around town with the big truck to fit pallets on. And how many pallets can you put on a pickup truck? Like one, maybe?
Yeah.
It was like, no, like, so I had a whole truckload of it that I had negotiated months in advance with them.
Wow.
That I had bought. At the end of the day, they're like, we can only give you half of that. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, yeah, like, we had issues with production. Everything's on allocation, meaning like HEB gets a certain amount, Costco gets a certain amount, Sam's Club gets a certain amount, the festival gets a certain amount.
Wow.
So out of your 100% demand that you asked for, we're going to give you maybe 30% of that. And we were like, oh, shit. And I was like, okay, and what about water? Like, because Deja Blue is run by Keurig Dr. Pepper, which owns Big Red. And they're like, you know, we were gonna promise you a truckload. We could do 10 pallets now. Like,
damn
it. And then I was like, well, what about Big Red Zero? They're like, 1 pallet of that. I'm like,
do people drink that?
And I'll tell you, that's where I'm going with this. It's about Big Red Zero.
Okay.
So we ended up buying, we were able to get water from other sources and everything just to like not run out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had a refrigerated 18-wheeler truck on site,
Dang.
full of
Not
like
messing
product
around, yeah.
so that we would never run out. The crappy part is that when Big Red brought the Big Red, they brought a whole truckload of it, right? But they put the Big Red Zero pallet in the very back of the truck, to where like you literally have to unload a whole 18-wheeler to get to that 1 pallet. And I'm handling a million different things, and I'm not looking at like, oh, did they unload the RC Cola and the 7-Up and the Big Red Zero, the 1 pallet of those that they brought, and then all the Big Red. Like, I'm like, stock the Big Red, stock everything that we need. I'm gonna go handle vendors and other stuff. Well, that pallet got stuck in the back of the truck, and I see a guy message our fan page saying, hey, I'm diabetic. Where's the Big Red Zero? I went to 8 different bars and they don't have it. I asked the cops and they said that they don't have it.
What?
And the bartenders don't know anything about it. This is false advertising, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, I know I have 1 pallet of it somewhere. Like it has to be somewhere. I climbed inside the freaking 18-wheeler like the fastest I've ever done in my life. Went in, and it's a refrigerated truck, like with the big freezer.
Yeah.
So it's all fogged up. You can't even see. And I'm like,
shit.
like can't breathe. And I climb all the way to the back, and I find the freaking pallet.
Oh my God.
I'm like, it's back here. And I'm like, everybody, like, chain. I'm gonna pick up a case, throw it out. I need y'all to take. It's already cold, ready to sell. Like you don't have to ice it down.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all need to take this out there right now. Take it to the freaking bar, put it in ice, tell the bartender to hold the damn bottle, and take a picture and say, we got it at this bar in the main entrance, whatever the hell.
Wow.
Well, when we're taking the product out, I see a guy there, and he's like, you got the Big Red Zero. And I'm like, were you the one messaging about the thing? He's like, yeah. I was like, brother, take the whole freaking case.
Oh my
You know what I mean?
God.
Like, just take it.
Yeah.
I was like, I apologize. Like, dude, like, I don't know how this didn't come out of the truck, but he's like, oh no, thank you. I'm diabetic, and like,
that's amazing though.
Yeah.
If I drink the other stuff, I die.
Oh, well,
And I was like, oh my God.
Can't do that.
So
Yeah.
that was like the worst thing that happened, but we fixed it.
Yeah.
Big Red Zero.
Big Red Zero to the save.
For the win.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dang, that's a crazy story.
No,
Yeah.
you know what? We appreciate you and everything like that. And it's just amazing to see the growth of it, from a small bar to 30,000 plus people
Crazy.
attending, and all here in San Antonio. It's just one amazing event.
That's
so
crazy.
next year, same month in October?
That's the idea.
Or
yeah. I want to keep it in October in the fall.
Nice.
There you go.
So before it gets too cold, when it's still a little hot, but not too hot.
Yeah. I think October is perfect weather.
October is the wettest month of the year, according to Google.
Is it?
So yeah, that's what it said, and I was just like
In
kind of
San
freaked.
Antonio?
Not in
I was
San
freaking out. I was kind of freaking out a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, we got to get a lot more rain insurance than we usually do.
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it didn't. It was.
Is it really? I would think October doesn't rain.
I mean, it kind of rained yesterday, no?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like
That came out of nowhere.
I think it's raining tomorrow.
It rained yesterday, so. But
One day out of 17. Oh, hey, you know what? Before I forget, shout out to Pastor Ed Newton. If you go to CBC, Pastor Ed Newton's birthday is today. So shout out to Pastor Ed Newton. I just thought about that right now too.
happy birthday.
I know. I don't know why that even thought in my head right now.
All right.
I don't get it. But
Well,
I
happy
just,
birthday, Pastor.
Something triggered.
The idea would be to have you guys take everybody on that road trip through the planning stages,
The planning and journey and everything like that,
that goes on behind the scenes, with the festival for this year. You know what I mean, on the making of it, and get you guys involved so that we can take care of the viewers.
Yeah.
Hook them up with some tickets for being exclusive.
Yes.
Loyal viewers.
That'd be awesome.
And but also for you guys to get to see everything behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
I love
be
behind
part
the
of it,
scenes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like that too, man. Shout out to WP for even throwing my name in the
In the hat.
man.
Yeah.
He called
Yeah.
me one day. He's like, "Hey, so this is the deal." Blah blah blah. He's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I need to tell them first though."
Oh, my God.
I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Let me tell them first," but no. He's like, "No, I already told them first, but I didn't talk to you." He's like, I just threw your name in there before talking to you. I was like, oh. I was like, that's cool. He's like, what do you think? I was like, yeah, man. I was like, I'm down. I'm always down to. I like events because my goal is to work on big festivals like yours and the brunch and then the pizza one that I'm gonna be having next year, and just focus like on 4 or 5 big festivals every year and just perfect them every time.
Yeah, you learn a lot. I mean, I still learn every year.
Yeah.
Like I had to do WP's job. Oh my God. It's like, I need to start way earlier.
Yep.
And so this last festival, believe it or not, I think I put it together in like 2 months.
Dang.
That's good.
Yeah, like but I've done this so many years that like I could do this with my eyes closed now. But
and see, and that's the thing.
yeah, but like I wanna, if I start now, the creative juices start popping out, and like people like Richie, making his comment about like the Netflix thing, and like your brain just starts.
Now you gotta document everything.
Like, you know what? That's a damn good idea.
It is.
So DJ Richie Rich wants to know: will there be another
Tonic Jam?
Tonic Jam.
Oh, so just kidding.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me.
Like if we start now, we could actually like incorporate like a Tonic Jam as part of the Barbacoa Big Red Festival.
Oh, nice.
Like have like stages dedicated for DJs and stuff like that. Because 1, we'll have the crowd. 2, we'll have a lot of food that we never had at the Tonic Summer Jams. So like we'll have the infrastructure.
10%. Richie said 10% for the Netflix series.
All right, Richie.
10%.
You're gonna be the DJing in the background over there
Oh my God.
in the video. But no, it'll be nice. So shout out to Amanda, watching in there, tuning in.
Annalise, thank you for tuning in as well.
Yeah,
We appreciate the love and support from you all. Okay, so Tonic, what do you have going on this coming up weekend?
I got weddings, 2 weddings back to
2
back
weddings.
to DJ. Yeah,
And where can everyone follow you on social media? And
I have 2 Instagrams.
There you go.
My like professional like wedding corporate DJ stuff is Tonic Gallery at Tonic Gallery, TONYC, like 2 New York City NYC.
There you go.
So Tonic Gallery is my Instagram for like weddings and all that.
There you
and
go.
then if you just want to put a party, then you go to, at VJ, like Video Jock, VJ Tonic.
There you go.
TONYC. And that's where you could find me on
and in the Barbacoa Big Red?
It's at Barbacoa Big Red Festival.
Okay, all around for Facebook.
Yeah, our website has
there
all the links. So barbacoabigredfestival.com, and you could find all of our social media links on there.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then you, Miss Natasha, where can they find you?
And
where are you going to be at this weekend too?
Oh, what am I doing this weekend? I literally have to look at my calendar.
While she's looking at her calendar, we have next week on Monday night, Big Texas Comicon. John, he is the founder of the event that is coming up Halloween weekend. If you're not, if you haven't known about it, it is they have Zach and Slater from Saved by the Bell there. They have Kane. They have so many different actors. Big Texas Comicon. So it's going to be at Henry
the Convention
B.
Center.
Convention Center. Yeah.
They're going to have all the Scream actors too.
Yep.
And I'm actually supposed to meet with him, I think tomorrow.
Oh, really?
To do an interview.
Oh, nice.
So I'll get back with you. Sorry.
So yeah, John will be here next Monday as our special guest, and we'll be giving away some free tickets to his event.
Yes.
So it's going to be exciting. But go ahead. What do you have going on for the weekend?
So Sunday I have Fashion for Life. It's an
all
men's fashion show, but it's to help raise money for domestic awareness.
Yes.
Domestic violence awareness, sorry. So yeah, I'll be
Nice.
covering that.
Shout out to Chris Motts. He's one of my closest friends. He's going to be in there, so we will be there supporting him as well.
Perfect.
Let's see. This weekend I have right now just the party buses. Homecoming actually has been keeping us really busy and can sing at us. And then, of course, you just reminded me this coming up Sunday over there at Hotel Discotheque.
Yes.
I believe they're sold out, but you want to go ahead and just go check. You could go online. Do you know exactly their Fashion for Life? Is it Fashion for Life or on Instagram?
Yes, it's Fashion for Life on Instagram and Facebook, I believe.
Yes. Again, Tonic, thank you for joining. Shout out to Javier for making us sound and look good tonight. Thank you, Javier. Thank you, Natasha, for coming on set with us too.
Yeah.
Taryn, thank you. Nat Boogie, miss you. Can't wait to see you next Monday night. I usually don't ever close the show, but this is my attempt to close it. We appreciate the love and support, as always. Also, don't forget our 4-year anniversary is coming up January 2nd We're going to announce the location, but it's going to be a networking event to where you can meet a lot of the people in the industry, and cigars, hookah, live performances.
Nice.
It's going to be a lot of fun this year. So make sure to save the date, January 2nd, 2023, because the year is almost over. Again, thank you both, and much love to you all.
Can I tell them a fun fact about Nat?
Yes, go ahead.
Nat Boogie and I used to work together back in the day. Yeah, because Richie Rich is asking where was my first residency.
Yes.
We had a lot back in the day. Is Club Antro, Bombay.
Oh, yes.
A place called The Place.
The Place.
But Nat Boogie used to work for Power 106.
Yes.
Back in the day. And I used to be the DJ live on the radio from Club Antro. And she was right there in the booth with me doing her, like, wearing the headphones and doing the whole broadcasting and all that. It was pretty awesome. That's when I first met Nat Boogie.
Nice.
Actually, she used to be in SA Nightlife, I think.
Yep, right? SA Nightlife, yep.
Yeah, and then she started working for Power. So, like, I've known her for a long time.
Many years, yes.
And then really quick, I'm going to plug myself, guys. Please follow me.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. It is Norteño for Riverwalk Royalty, NORTENO for Riverwalk Royalty.
All righty then. And then DJ Richie Rich has Thursdays at Doc Brown's, Fridays at Privat, and Saturdays at Burn House. And then also you can follow me on Instagram, official MikeAnthony.Torres. Also, remember, we're going to be transitioning next year from Facebook to YouTube for Late Nights with All Access. And on the 4-year anniversary, we're going to be making some big announcements too as well. Much love. Thank you so much. And thank you guys again.
Yes.
And we'll see you next Monday night.
Bye, guys.